Welcome to another episode of More Than a Barber, and check it out. I'm your boy AP, and today we got an amazing episode for you. So make sure you like and subscribe, share this episode. I got one of the coldest barbers in the industry right here in the studio. So check it out. He's Cruz the Barber, owner of Limitless Barber Lounge, recognized for his hard work from Clutch Barber Supply, a leader in his community, and he's making a lot of noise in Grand Prairie, Texas. My guy Cruz, what's up, man?
Man, that was beautiful, man.
Was that
I
cool?
appreciate it. That was cool,
Hey,
man.
look, I had
That
to do
was a
my
dope
homework
intro.
on you,
Yeah,
man.
no, that was dope right there, man. I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man. So
Yeah.
what's going on, bro? Like, how you feeling today, bro?
Man, feeling blessed, man. Feeling blessed into a new year, and I just feel like God is aligning things perfectly.
That's
It's
what's
just being patient, and keep doing work in the background, and I feel like the opportunity will show. So I'm feeling real confident about this year. I'm feeling great about this podcast, and I mean to start off, bro. I mean, I got to give you your flowers. I did my research on all the podcasts that you've done and the way you conduct yourself and the professionalism that you got behind what you're doing, man. And I mean, I love it, bro. I can't wait to see your podcast grow, man. Honestly.
Man, thank you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot to us,
course.
bro. We working to, try to make a difference in the barber industry as you are.
Yes, sir.
So
Indeed.
man, you are here in the studio today. We're gonna really get right into it.
Yeah,
bro.
let's do it.
Get right
Let's
into
do it, man. I'm
You're
excited.
here in the studio today, bro. And one of the things that I learned about you is back in 2022, you went to the CT Barber Expo.
Yes, sir.
And it seems like when you went to the Barber Expo, it was like something switched for you. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Man, the first night of the CT Barber Expo, they got the Grammys, and that night it's crazy to see the testimonies that come through the people that are receiving awards. You hear stories about dudes that were homeless 5 years ago. Now they own 2-3 shops, a chain of shops. They set up their kids to become entrepreneurs. The amount of like hunger for success and impact that is cultivated through CT Barber Expo is it's unmatched. So it's like you can't go there and not come back motivated to want to do something. Like whether it's content or motivation or whatever it is, like you come back with some type of drive to do something.
Absolutely.
So I think that definitely seeing all those people and even being that's the one or one of the ones that everybody's going to. Anybody that you look up to in the barber industry is more than likely at the CT Barber Expo. So having them at arm's reach to be able to like I've been watching this, I had questions on this, and that's whenever they just another person. It's hundreds of thousands of followers don't matter nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a few people that
They act away.
Yeah, but I guess well deserved. I guess but for the people that are there to really give back knowledge and game to those that are seeking it. That is there, bro. Is there. So it's beautiful.
So when you got back from CT Expo, I learned that you said everything kind of just doubled, tripled. You had more barbers inquiring about your shop. You even had one barber move from LA and Kansas.
Yeah.
Man, tell me a little bit about that, man.
Man, that was for me. It was kind of like damn. Like that's when I knew Limitless was making some noise.
Yeah.
We had people from other states calling in, and they don't know nobody here, but they want to move here to work there. And seeing those dudes grow. My boy Adrian, he was there. He had to leave under circumstance due to it was just him and his wife down here. They're 24, 25. He bought a house that was like 40 minutes away from the shop. So it got a little difficult while, they already had a kid. She got pregnant, and it was just like, bro, I got to be closer to home. So he got himself a nice little suite. But, he's just waiting for us to open up the second location to go ahead and come right back in, So, but he through his professionalism and his customer service, we told him like, boy, you got that Chick-fil-A service, like he was just very professional, very attentive, and
Yeah.
he really made a change when it came to like, I mean, we were good at greeting people, but just like the utmost professionalism. Hey, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. My name is so on and so forth, And then my boy Mark, El Blendecido, everybody knows him as Blendecido.
Okay.
That dude, he came in, and he saw the to the standards that we were taking things, and he saw that fit for what he was trying to do with his social media, And he was able to, 2 years, bro, from not having any clientele to 2 years in, he's charging $100 booked out a couple weeks, you know what I mean? And it was just, he took advantage of what, Limitless has to offer when it came to the camera production, the environment that we had set, the way we were treating our customers. He took advantage of it all. And, you look at his career and it speaks for itself, So I'm not saying it came through Limitless, but being able to partner with Limitless and, hold yourself to a certain standard to match the standard that is set at Limitless, it shows that, you can become $100 barber in a year, 2 years, so.
So tell me a little bit more about that, bro, because I know that there has been a conversation in the barber industry where $100 cuts is like it's the cuts don't match the price. Not saying that for your shop, but
Right.
industry talk,
Yeah.
and clients talk,
Yeah.
that yo man, they're charging all this money, but their quality don't match. Now
Yeah.
I've seen y'all work, y'all killing it,
Thank you.
y'all killing it. So is it comfortable that you can charge $100 and the clients are paying for it? Like, I need you to kind of walk me through that, bro, because that's $100
So
per.
here's the thing. I mean, the shop minimum is 35, so it's not off rip $100. But we've built things, we've cultivated things to where I was telling one of the barbers the other day, like, it blows my mind that these new guys, right? Like, besides me and my boy JD, everybody else hasn't been cutting more than like 5 years, right? But everybody's, since plugging in and everything that we've doing, like their skills have grown crazy, right?
Wow.
So it's not even that we have to charge $100. There's people that are coming in, seeing the Google page, the Google reviews, already coming in expecting a certain standard of service, and then the barbers are matching it. They're matching what they're reading online. These dudes at a $40 haircut, they're still leaving 100. So that shows me that it's not that people don't want to pay it. There's a certain way to treat the craft, move as a barber, as a person, as a professional, to be able to ensure that it's not just about the haircut or just about the relationship. It's everything entire that we do as barbers that makes people feel comfortable of not even that we deserve it, but they want to give it to us.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I do. I see.
And it's not for everybody. Not everybody has $100. Like that's expensive. Even
Yeah.
$45 for a haircut is expensive to some people.
Got you.
But I tell everybody the barbering game, and I'm sure it goes to anything you do, but I know for sure in barbering, like the more respect you put on it, is the respect that is gonna pay you back. You might not see it instantly, but one of my barbers maybe like a week or so ago, he told me, he's like, man, I woke up with, intention on my heart. Let me be more intentional with everything that I do at the shop when it comes to how I treat my customers, to keeping my station clean, to keeping the shop clean. That day was a slow day for him, right? Only cut 3 heads, still made $300 because he carried that intention with him that morning,
Wow.
And I mean, thankfully, every barber that's came through the doors, that Limitless doors, they have made more than they were making the year before. Or, one of my guys, he was a welder 2 years ago, first year in, full time at the shop, made $20,000 more than he did as a welder.
Wow.
First year in as a shop, no clientele, nothing, but it's I'm not saying it's like all coming from me, but I'm telling these guys, like, yo, if we move a certain way, if you put a certain respect on what you're doing, everybody else that's coming to see you has no choice but to respect you for that. And little by little, you're gonna find the people that do. You know what I mean? And a year passes, a year and a half passes, you're booked. What does that make you?
Yeah.
6-figure barber.
6 figures. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I think that there is a trend of people charging $100 and the work ain't there. You know, but I don't know, man. It's been guys like, there's a bunch of guys in the industry that have really put a respect on what we do.
Yeah.
That have pioneered that for these young cats, and social media making it seem so easy, and all you gotta do is post and cut, and like I got my boy Kobe, he's 42 this year. He just started working with us like 2 months ago. This dude was in the oil fields. He was making over $10K a week.
Wow.
He thought he decided, I want to be home. I want to be with my family. Give more time to them. Let me do barbering. He's saying barbering online. That shit look easy.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. Pick up some clippers. Finesse a little conversation.
Right.
He told me the day like Cruz, man, boy, was I wrong. You
Yeah,
know, like there's a lot that comes with it. You
it
know,
does.
so I think what the whole barbers coming out the gate charging $100 is just this new world of social media and the
Yeah,
instant gratification and so on and so forth. But that's just it filters itself out.
it does.
Like that same person that went and got a fucked up haircut for $100 realizes what the fuck did I just pay for, and they go to another barber that's charging 40, that did a great job, and they stick with them until that barber becomes a hundred
Yeah,
dollar barber because that's just what everybody's headed to nowadays. You know what I mean? So
100%.
yeah.
I think you are on to something probably bigger than what you know. I know you said that these barbers are, they're paving the way, but they're coming under Limitless, and it says a lot to what you're doing as the leader of the shop. And I wanted to go back to your guy that went to the suite. That might be a play. Wherever he is, you might want to think about opening the shop and letting him. But I'm sure y'all already.
Well,
You,
I mean, I tell all my guys, I'm not trying to juice everybody. I don't want employees. I want to build partners. Because in the barber industry, everybody wants to be their own boss. You know what I mean? But while you're working in a shop, like, yeah, you make your own money, set your own hours, but there's a certain standard that you got to follow. It's not until you decide that, let me go open up my own shop or let me go open up my own suite that it's like, what you got? What do you got? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna carry yourself?
Absolutely.
How are you gonna build your brand? How are you gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, like, bro, I'm the type of person, bro, that I'll give you all the game that I got because I know you're not gonna do it like me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And
I
it's not
got
me
you.
like being cocky. It's just, I know God has a certain route for me to be able to help people. Just like I was telling you, that's why
Absolutely.
you're gonna be blessed because God put that on our hearts to be able to give people a platform to make
Absolutely.
themselves somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think with that, I mean, I tell them, if you want to open up your own shop and you want to partner up with Limitless, you have to put in the work. It's kind of, you got to put in your 2 years, build your
Absolutely.
brand. I mean, build your clientele,
Absolutely.
and be able to sustain yourself. To be able to pay the bills at the shop, so on and so forth. But I want to be able to get to the point to where I'm building suites. Because just like with the barbershop, I know what I offer. The camera work, the environment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna replicate that in a studio setting.
I love it.
So and it's kind of like you build up and then you got your ways that you can go. You want to partner up, open your own shop, or you want to open up your own suite. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So Limitless is on the way there. We're heading on to year 5. This is gonna be year 4.
Wow.
Year 5 is gonna be our first $1 million revenue year. Coming in through Limitless, not making me a millionaire, but Limitless is a business that revenues $1 million. So
I hope you're enjoying this show as much as I am. And before we get back to the show, I need you to do me a favor. Can you hit the subscribe button down below? I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't have an ad. I don't have a product, but I just need you to do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. We're building our family here at More Than a Barber podcast, and we want you to be a part of our family. Now let's get back to the show. Do y'all hear that? $1 million. Shout out to Limitless Barber Lounge,
thank you,
Grand
man.
Prairie, Texas.
Yeah,
That's
man.
live, bro.
Yeah, thank
That's
you, man.
live.
Thank you, man.
Man, I want to go back to what you said about the barbers that are, left the oil field and wanted to be closer to family. The barber that moved out here, Kansas, and he's doing his thing. Uh, what are you promoting? What are you, pushing out content-wise to make different barbers attracted to Limitless Barber Lounge?
How do I put this? I look at I'm building a brand, right? So I'm looking at other brands, and every time I've made a content, when partnering with CDTV, that's my camera crew, right? That's my like official camera crew. That was a camera crew that was in charge of the BCAs and so
I
on and so
got you.
forth. So, we've been making connections in all fields, right? But when it came to partnering with those guys, it was more of like, let's create a feeling. It's not just a barbershop, Ultimately, Limitless was open to be able to be able to be a entrepreneurial hub of a bunch of entrepreneurs, young dudes that got to stay fresh because they got to so on and so forth things to do, right? So I was like, let me find a way to provide that feeling on our phones, you know, to make people know, like let people know, like, yo, this is where you want to be, you know. And what I ended up finding out later, after like maybe a year of making posts that way, is it gained clientele. It definitely gained clientele, but what it attracted more was barbers
Got you.
because of the glitz and the,
I
you know what I'm
got you.
saying? So
Making everything look nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, making it look like, and that's another thing. You know, as the shop owner, I don't look at the guys like my employees. They're my customers, also. You know what I mean? So what am I doing as the shop owner to make them want to stay there? You know what I mean? It's not just you know, I provided four walls for you guys to cut in. Like, nah, it's you know, because there's plenty of shops that they can go cut
Yeah.
at, you know, but and they will do well, you know what I'm saying? But I know that the standards that we hold things, it's what makes the difference, right? But
Got you.
going back to the, you know, the content thing, you know, finding those barbers through taking content to like another level, it attracted everybody.
Wow.
But the problem was is being able to I've been very slow with my hiring. I wasn't quick to just hire anybody, you
What
know.
you mean? Like, walk me through that.
You know, there's just a lot of like I would get a lot of DMs, bro. You know, hey, what's up? You know, if you got a chair open, and there was people that would come very professional. You know, good morning, sir. You know, I'm from such and such. I went to this school. I've been cutting for this amount of years. You know, I'm looking to become a part of a brotherhood and so on and so forth. Very professional with how they approached, you know, trying to get a spot at the shop.
Yeah.
And then there was other people that was like, well, yo, what's up, bro? You got a spot? You know, so it's like not that I feel like I'm on some high horse or nothing, but just like I was saying earlier, the respect that you put on yourself
Yeah.
is only the respect that I could give you. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean? So
For sure.
seeing how you treat yourself is, I'm gonna give everybody the utmost respect until, you know, said otherwise. But you know, seeing how people move and getting approached certain ways of like, damn, this dude got mad respect on him compared to like this dude think he's hot shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that was what I feel like. You know, that's what I mean by being slow to hire. You know,
Gotcha.
I think for at least 2 years now, we've had, you know, a pending of over 30 barbers that want to work at the shop. You know, just, hey, well, when you got a spot opens, bro, just call me, you know. And I think that's been my biggest problem of not being able to grow faster, of not having more chairs or that second location. Because I don't want a shop of 20 chairs. I'd rather have 3 shots of 10. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
So, do you want at some point? I know you talked about the suite. I know you talked about just different barbers wanting to partner. Kind of like I want to make this into like a master class for those who possibly want to open up a barbershop. What does that look like for you when it comes to the direction you want to go in? Suite or a chain of barbershops? Because you got pending barbers who want to come in and be a part of the team. Is that what direction do you want to go in with that?
Man, I was just telling one of my guys the other day. I was like, shit, I honestly think I might just open up a school first,
Okay.
because I mean, that's another talk of the barber industry is, you
Of
know,
course.
the way schools run,
Yeah.
you know, and pretty much all my guys had decent to, you know, half-ass experiences when it came to barber school. And one of my guys that's in barber school right now, you know, I went with him to go check out the school, and I had this school like,
Top tier.
you know, and just seeing their approach of signing up, like their PowerPoint, bro, was just a Word document typed out. And then, you know what I'm just seeing all these things, bro, and I'm just like, man,
Can't
dude.
be.
So I'm just
Yeah.
like, why stress myself on opening another shop and then still having to try to find barbers whenever I can open up a school first, have a,
I see.
you know what I'm
Build your
saying?
own team, your own
And
empire.
from there is just, you know, because let me see, 7 of my guys were my clients,
Wow.
and if not childhood friends.
And so
But
you from Grand Prairie? Okay.
yeah,
Bet.
yeah.
Okay.
So born and raised, and I mean, yeah. Shoot, one of my guys, he was in HVAC 2 years ago. You know, I've known him since second grade, and boom, you know, he's full time at the shop now, making pretty much matching his pay as what he was doing at the airport in HVAC. You know,
Wow.
my boy that was a welder. You know, I've known him for 5-6 years. I met him through cutting his hair. You know, like it's crazy to see, you know, the people that I did look up to, or that I do look up to, you know, even coming up now. That's kind of been their testimonies on their staff.
I
It's just
got you.
like
Like
all my
those
homeboys,
clients,
yeah, all my
homeboys. Yeah.
clients, you know. So it's just I'm seeing all the little things that God's putting in place of where Limitless is going, and it's just kind of I tell everybody like I don't stress too much on it because I know whenever the opportunity shows itself, everything else is going to be ready. It's just a line to plug in. So it's if I'm able to find a place that I could buy to be able to make the suites, let's run that. If I come across the place to put the second shop, let's run that. So it's kind of just weighing my options, and I'm not in a rush to do it either.
That's good.
Just because there's still like small things that have to be solidified through. We're barely in our first 5 years, bro. We're barely going into 4 years. I'm only I turned 28 next month,
Yeah.
so there's still a lot of things that I have to learn. And I mean, I'm not in a rush for it, but I know it's coming. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and I know when it does come, it'll be just pretty much like a month of interviews, of filtering out,
Yeah.
that. So it's just I know it could go either route,
Yeah.
just based off, if I want to open up a school, bro, I've already taught almost 10 people, If I wanted to open up a second spot, it ain't nothing but a post to be able to hire new people, If I want the studios is kind of like I feel like that's at least 7-8 years in, just because that's you talking millions, you know what I mean?
I
So
got you.
it's just a whole nother revenue, but give me 5 to 10 years, I'll knock all three of those out the park. I promise you, bro.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Hey, I believe
Yeah,
it.
man.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I have the privilege of watching my mom grow up doing hair as a shorty.
Same.
And I learned that you were in the shop with your mom.
Yeah, man.
So I can relate to that,
Yeah,
man. What
yeah.
was that experience like for you, bro?
Not it. Not it.
He said not it.
Me and my mom were like very much alike, bro.
Okay.
So it was. I tell everybody, it sounds cool, but when you gotta live with your mom and then work with your mom, boy, it's crazy,
You're right.
But thankfully, she's taught me a lot, man. She taught me a lot of when it came to, the appearance of things, cleanliness. Just I feel like a lot of barbers treat the barbershop like their house, but it's not a house, bro. It's a business, So she instilled a lot of the things. As a kid, it'd be like, damn, bro, like I gotta,
Yeah.
the towel ain't bothering nobody, But it's like, yeah, it is, bro. It's not supposed to, like not leaving things out of place. Just when it came to like cleanliness and I guess like kind of looking out for people's intentions. She taught me a lot when it came to those things. So very blessed to grow up in that environment. I know because I grew up in that environment is who I am today. So there's a lot of things that go on at the shop, and it just reminds me of like, God damn, like, mom was right.
I don't want to tell her, but she was right.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's just after that, it's just been a journey of trying to take things to the next level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I learned that, just kind of doing my research, bro, you literally like remodeled the barbershop. I remember owning a shop back in 2012. I was one of the first ones to remodel a barbershop back in Denton, Texas.
Okay.
And no shop, I'm from the Bay Area.
Okay.
So no barbershop in that area in Denton had a remodel shop. So here come this new cat.
Yeah.
He's not from Texas.
Yeah.
Remodel, flat screens everywhere, hardwood floors. At the time, that was the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And bro, like it literally changed the game because to your point, barbers was like, yo, man, I wanna
Yep. Yep.
And so was it the same experience for you, bro, when you remodeled your shop?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I had kind of already caught a little feel of that before I was able to rebrand to Limitless. Because before then, me and my mom would split that suite. So we literally had a wall down the middle, and I had my little studio, and she had her little studio, and we just split the rent. And at that point, I was cutting by myself for like maybe 4 or 5 years, and I had already done a small remodel of putting in the wood floors. Because before that, clients get on my ass and be like, "Boy, I remember when there was cafeteria floors in here,"
Yeah.
So yeah, I had caught on the appearance of things, and yeah, I had done the remodel on the flooring, painted the walls, added a bunch of little stuff on the walls and stuff, and that's whenever. My career as Cruz the Barber was really starting to take off because it was this dude that cut hair like a motherfucker in this badass little suite,
Yeah.
that was kind of, I offer them beers, and I was young, bro, so I pretty much gave away my social life for just staying at the shop because I knew people were. It's still a social life,
I
you know what I
got
mean.
you.
But whole time I'm running it up, you know,
Got you.
building my clientele, and so I made it a place to where, you know, at the time I was 19, 20, 21, you know, dudes of that age can come and kick it, you know, feel comfortable to just come hang out, you know, chop it up, bring the homies, bring the brother, whatever it was, you know. So from there, it was just kind of like, all right, now I gotta level it up again, and take. She retired. I, you know, knocked down that wall. I had to spread out the wood floors. So all in all, since I opened up Limitless, bro, I think I've remodeled that joint maybe 4 times already.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, do you think when you talk about four remodels, is it that you have to, as a shop owner, stay on top of the latest trends, or do you feel like it's just something you wanted to do for your clients? Like, walk me through that.
Uh, Besides staying on top of the trends, it was more so growth. You know what I mean? I started off with just 4 chairs, bro. It was just 4 chairs in there, and then little by little, you know, when I had another guy that wanted to work, boom, all right, I got to knock down this wall if I
Yeah,
want to add in another station, and
yeah,
that just kept going and going, and now it's, you know, the shop is full of chairs, you know, so
that's crazy.
it was more so out of necessity,
Hmm.
and I mean, it played out pretty beautifully, you know. I think for sure, like when it came to like staying with the trend was the hexagon lights and maybe the epoxy
Epoxy
floors,
floors,
which I
yeah.
hate, by the
You don't
way.
like the floors, bro?
It looks dope when it's done, but as soon as you start moving shit in, bro, like
It's not.
it scrapes up the scuffs, you
I
know what I mean?
see.
So it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, damn, bro, I just blew $7,000 in for it to get scuffed
How do
up,
you
and
like? What's the maintenance though? Like, what do you do to keep it up?
soap and water, bro. You can't
Okay.
even like it's a headache, bro.
Okay.
Honestly,
It's good to
it's a
know.
headache. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
good to
it's a
know.
headache. Wood, I stick to wood floors, honestly,
That's
but
good to know. Yeah.
maybe even getting down just to cement, you know, because wood floors you get water spills, water damage, so on. Just polish the cement, bro, and call it a fucking day.
Call it a
You know, at
day.
the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's just for the hair to fall on,
I
bro.
got
You
you.
know, so. But it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. You know, the reflection of the hexagon lights, the clients love it.
Yeah.
But what I do in another shop, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. Yeah.
What would you say is the most challenging thing as being a shop owner? 7 guys. You are booming. You were in Grand Prairie, Texas. There's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
What is some of the things that you would say has been the most challenging for Cruz the Barber?
Man, there's a lot, bro. I think people overplay, you know, what becoming a business owner is whenever your business is, you know, employing people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, everybody wakes up every morning with their own agenda, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but and you gotta I think the best leaders are gonna find ways to, you know, try to what is it that you want to do? This is what we got to do, and let's help each other get there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so staying on that same page, you know, has been it can get challenging. You know, because not everybody wakes up on the right foot every day. You know, even
Mm-hmm.
you as the leader, some days you wake up tired or
Yeah.
whatever it is. You know, you deal with things outside of outside
Mm-hmm.
of work. Like for example, you know, get a little deep, I guess. Like I was telling you the day, dealing with, you know, my dad's situation, you know, cancer, and we got the doctor saying on us he got some months to live, and you still gotta, you know, go to work and
Yeah.
be this uplifting dude, and you know, act like everything's cool. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And whole time, you know, I'm not sad about what's going on with pops. It's more so like taking everything with intention, you know, and being intentional day in and day out. You know,
Yeah.
so. Um, I feel like that, you know, being having to just do your best to wake up on a positive note and
Yeah.
be, you know, influential and motivating and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. And then, you know, just learning as you go, bro. You know,
Yeah.
you think you know it all as a young dude, you know, and you get you an accountant and they're like, yo, you've been fucking up here, here, here,
Yeah.
here, here,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
you know, so on and so forth. So, but I think overall, man, you know, managing other people's emotions and, you know, trying to understand why they feel the way they feel, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
they're not robots, you
Yeah.
know, and if you want them to feel comfortable where, you know, where you're providing, then you gotta see what the fuck is going on, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that'd probably be the hardest part, bro. If you're somebody that's really a people's person, is trying to just stay on that same page
Yeah.
on a daily basis, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's 2025, and you have a lot of young guys in the industry that are looking at a cruise or someone else that's doing their thing as a shop owner. What would you say to them that want to open up a barbershop? What are the first steps that you think they should know?
Man, That's a good question. I mean, make sure you got you at least 6 months of fucking of rent saved up just in case rainy days. Um, be ready to deal with other people's agendas. Because at the end of the day, like barbering is it's what do they call it? Like
Cutthroat.
it's a tool.
Yeah.
Barbering is supposed to be a tool to
Yeah.
help you venture out into other things in the future.
Yeah.
So making sure that you're okay with other people having their own ideas. I feel like when people work somewhere and they're like, oh, they can't wait till they become their own boss.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, okay, so how do you make people okay with you being their boss? Essentially.
Bro, that's good, bro.
You know?
Bro, that's I Cruz, I remember owning a shop. I had an 8-chair shop.
Yeah.
And I remember having guys there who had their own agenda. Not to say that we were a bad leader, but I had in my mind, man, this is blowing up. We're the busiest shop in the city.
Yeah.
Like, we can open up another one, that whole thing. But sometimes your success intimidates barbers.
Yeah.
Sometimes your success kind of makes them a little envy of what you are doing. Not saying that that's on your end, but I've learned how to, kind of like discern and cipher through that. But sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come in professional. They come in like, hey, sir, how's it going? They say they're all of the right things, but those be the main ones that have an agenda, bro. Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, and I mean that goes back to because I've dealt with that already, you know, and it hurts,
it does.
Because
it does.
You're a people's person, and you know you're like, damn, bro, like
you can tell me.
Let's keep working, you know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? But at the end of the day, people got their own agenda, so that's why I kind of have that, let me just open up a school first, so that from the birth of your barbering career to you becoming a 6-figure barber, it's like we can house it all. You know what I mean? You don't gotta go anywhere else. You know what I mean? So, but it takes time. It takes time, and I think that's where I've learned the lesson on like don't be too quick to hire that experienced barber, because those be like you said, those be the main ones with them agendas. So thankfully, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think that's why you kind of taking a step back and really evaluate and surf through hiring barbers because of the situations in the past?
100%. Yeah,
that's fair.
It's just, that's the biggest headache right there, bro, is hiring the wrong people. But you got to go through it in order to go through it.
100%.
So, but I'm sure there'll be more of that in the future. God willing, it doesn't.
Right.
I pray to God everybody else that comes in through these doors is a plug and play, and they're able to find peace in their career at Limitless. So. Because at the end of the day, like I just try to hold everybody to the highest standard that they can hold themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is. That's all I do for myself.
That's dope.
And that's how I've built whatever has been built. Just by putting the most respect on myself to myself.
Yeah.
So that the rest of the world has no other option but to respect me in that way.
1,000%.
So
you dropping gems, bro.
I'm trying, man.
You're dropping gems, bro. So the guy that wants to open a shop definitely has to have 6 months of experience, or rather, rainy day. And you want him to have his...
You saying through Limitless?
No, because the question was, what do you think a barber has to do to open up his shop in 2025?
Okay,
and you said that he should have at least 6 months of rainy day money put aside. And then I'm trying to go to the next one. What would you say is the next play for that barber?
Man, so I definitely have your clientele set.
Yeah.
Definitely have your clientele set, because without your clientele, you can't pay the bills.
For sure.
So definitely having your clientele set, and even, having enough to where you have an abundance to where when you're booked, well, these guys, the people that weren't able to book, can book with the barbers that you have under you. I feel like for the first 3 years up until now, thankfully, a lot of my clientele that I built over the years feels comfortable enough to just go to the other barber in the other chair, and now it's like, it's still a blessing to me, because now the barber's eating,
For sure.
So definitely, if you don't have social media presence like that, you got to have customer presence, because that's what's going to keep things afloat at the beginning.
100%.
On top of having that, 6 months rainy day funds, just in case anything happens, you got to have marketing money. Gotta have marketing money, because if you don't have no followers on your page, if you don't have no traction on your page, how else are you gonna get your exposure? You
Right.
know, and there's even something that I lacked on that I'm moving into this year, to be able to produce even more walk-in traffic. That's my overall goal right now, is walk-in traffic. You know,
Okay.
trying to just boom walk-in traffic,
I love it.
door to door, leaving
So whoa,
flyers
whoa,
door to
whoa.
door.
So you're gonna knock on the door, bro?
Not necessarily knock, but just leave a
Hangers?
flyer. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I mean. Just
That's
to let them
dope.
know. You know, a little map on the back. Here you are. Here's the shop. Come through. You
That's
know.
dope.
So I think a lot of people, you know, just be ready to extend yourself in ways that you didn't even think you were going to.
So you're going back to the, I won't say that's an old school way,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going back to a way where most shops or shop owners wouldn't go,
Mm-hmm.
because some people think that it's outdated to
Mm-hmm.
pass out flyers or to hang flyers on somebody's front door.
Yeah.
What gave you that model?
My boy Jonathan, he recently opened up a golf simulation course in, I think, Arlington.
Okay.
And boom, he had challenged himself to, you know, I think, I can't remember how many houses he did, and seeing, he put content out of you know, him going door to door, timing it and all this, whatever. And it inspired me, because it reminded me of, like, man, you're trying to win over the world, but you got to win over your city first.
That's dope.
Boom. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
dope.
Like, that's like one of the fastest ways to do it.
That's
You
dope.
know, and sure
That's
enough,
dope.
you know, I look at his content, and you could just see the traction that he's getting after doing that, you
I
know,
see.
and plugging in social
Did it
media
grow?
with it. Bro, what?
For real?
What? Bro, he's growing, bro. He's like, he has people coming through the door like crazy. And it's a crazy idea. Open up a golf simulation. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just something so simple of just putting yourself outside of your comfort zone,
For
taking
sure.
off on your day off
For
on a
sure.
Sunday, you know, hot. Just Texas, bro. It's either cold or
It's
hot.
hot. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Nothing in the
saying?
middle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, doing that, you know, doing those little things
Wow.
of putting yourself outside your bubble, you know. So,
That's what's up.
yeah, man, I think I I say that, be ready to extend yourself in ways that, you know, you didn't think, you didn't even cross your mind,
Got
you
that.
know.
Got that. Do you think a barber, or how soon do you think a barber coming out of barber college should open up a shop? Because I've seen
Mm-hmm.
a barber come right out of barber college, open up a full blown shop where I'm from. And then I also seen barber graduating from barber school, and boom, he opened up a suite. What is your advice, or what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's definitely risky. Um, I think in this day and age, I don't think it's a timing thing. I think
Okay.
it's a presence thing.
Okay.
You know, I don't think it's a. I've seen dudes, you know, run up $100,000 career in a year. You know, and I've seen dudes, it takes them 10 years to do something like that. You know, and so I don't, like I said, I don't think it's a timing thing. I think it just depends on your hustle. You know, on the grit and determination that you have on, like, making things shake. You
Yeah.
know, because I have yet to see somebody that fresh out of school, you know, open up a shop, and, you know, so on and so forth. And I mean, even for me, 13 years in the game, shoot, like, I'm still learning things, bro. You know, so it's
Absolutely.
just, I think as long as you have enough clientele revenue to be able to sustain your rent plus some profit, that's your sign. You know what I mean? But until you could
Bro,
do
that's
that,
good
bro,
advice. That's good advice, bro.
bro, I mean, you're gonna run yourself in a hole. You know,
That's good
people are like, yeah,
advice.
well, how much does it take to open up a shop nowadays? I mean, what you want it to look like. You know what I mean? Depending on how much money you got is depending on what it's gonna look like. You want plastic chairs or you want sofas?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You want the cheap little countertop thingies, or do you want a full blown
For
toolbox?
sure.
You
For
want ring
sure.
lights?
Yeah.
It's $100 a ring light. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think each and one of my stations is valued at like $1,300 each station. You know, from the toolbox to the chair to the lighting that I provide, the ring light mounts. I can't remember what else, but it's expensive, bro. So, you know, 13 times 10, I mean 8. You do the math on that, plus the lighting and the paint, and you got to redo the paint every 2 years,
Yeah.
and, you know, it's a lot that goes into it, and it's not all about the money, but it's
At the
about
end
the
of the day,
money.
it's about the
It's
money.
about the
Yeah.
money, bro. You
For
know,
sure.
just to be able to survive.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I mean, I say shit. You gotta have enough clientele to be able to pay the rent. You
That's
know,
good.
and some.
Yeah, I made a post last year. It did great on my barber page. I asked when should a barber step out and open up a shop, and I gave some some tips in the caption and it went crazy. But it was some controversy in there. And for me, bro, I feel like everything is situational. There's no one size fit all when it comes to this. And also, I personally don't recommend someone coming straight out of barber school
Yeah.
to open a school or rather a suite or a shop.
Yep.
That's just me.
Yeah.
It could be done.
Yeah.
I think it could be done. Now, is it sustainable? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, bro.
Right.
But I've learned to get under somebody that either you admire or you want to be like a mentee or what have you, and then just get the game.
Yeah.
My fear for this new generation is they have no patience and they don't want to wait.
Yep.
You know, Jay-Z said in one of his albums, I got no patience and I hate waiting.
Yep.
I think that represents this generation right now.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm afraid that we are the content, because you guys have you guys got dope content, bro, right? A lot of people are, barbers rather, are content driven now because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I think the content fam is doing some of the new barbers a disservice because they're taking the elevator, not the stairs.
100%.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's a process.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're not taking that process, your barber career could be short-lived.
Yeah. Very.
You feel me?
Yeah. 100%. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to the new barbers that want to open up a shop, that's just my advice, bro.
Yeah, no, that's great advice.
And that's just what I would speak to. You could step out because, again, the industry is like pushing out young barbers that's winning. And what I've learned, even in last year, is just doing my own research. You don't have to be the best,
Yep.
but you do have to be consistent.
100%.
And so some of the guys are figuring out, like, man, I don't got to get the best fades. I just got to be consistent, posting content and showing up.
Yep.
What do you think about content? Because you mentioned you have your own production company. That's major, bro. How did you get into that?
I mean, there's always, that's kind of been the visions from the start, being able to provide a feeling whenever it came to producing content, providing a feeling for the community to come through and want to check it out.
Yeah.
So it started off with my boy T. He was my cameraman for the longest, and it just he kind of limited himself on things that he could do. So it kind of forced me to look another place. And my boy JD, one of the barbers at the shop, he had one of his clients had got a photo shoot by some dude, which that dude is now my boy D.
Oh, for real.
And man, we were just, at the time, I would say 2 kids, bro, 4 years ago.
Wow.
We met up at a Starbucks, bro, and I mean, I was his first client under CDTV.
Wow.
So through that, I mean, that the content, like I said, was provided to create a feeling, and even now I feel like it's kind of diversified into like, okay, people like that whole, oh damn, that was a dope ass video, but now we got to get into like informing people why we are who we are.
Yeah.
So I feel like I got sidetracked on that. What was the main question?
That's okay, man. The content piece, bro. Like you guys pushing out dope content. And I asked, how did you get into having your own production company?
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly how. Yeah. That was exactly how, man. Just trying to network and meet, that person that, because I didn't want to be the person recording the content, because I can only extend myself so far, just for the same reason that I hired an accountant and, all these little things, because at the end of the day, like, I'm a creative and I'm a barber, bro. I could do math, but that's not my expertise, and I can record a video, but the editing side isn't, what I know, so I was like, let me find somebody that can help me bring what's in here and bring it out into the world, so luckily, I met my boy D, and we've been able to help each other grow since, and you look at his career, he got tied in with Gamma, he got tied in with the BCAs, he got tied in with Fort Worth Barber Supply, with Clutch, you know what I mean? So he's built a 6-figure career through himself just by plugging in with Limitless and going out and outsourcing into the barber industry,
That's
so
crazy.
But now he's fed up of us. He's like, fuck that. I want to get back into making films.
Right.
But yeah, no, that was that, bro. Trying to find somebody that can fit the part for what I needed.
That's what's up.
Yep.
And what's next for you when it comes to content, bro? For your page, for your shop. I know you're trying to elevate, but what that look like for you, bro?
saying that how I've been telling the guys is I gotta start talking my shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my whole career, you know, coming up, becoming a 6-figure barber, hitting $10,000 months, you know, being booked out a month. Like I did all these things and never spoke about it. Like I was just doing it. You know what I mean? Opening the shop, you know, going from 4 chairs to 8 chairs, did all these things, but never talked about it. Just did it. So I feel like in order for me to secure, well, I say it like this: it's putting out content on what was once a vision is now a testimony. Is now the blessing that we're living in right now. You know what I mean? So putting out content on that of, you know, why, like I said, why we are who we are, informing them on, you know, why we're charging what we're charging, what to expect when they come through and see, you know, what we're doing, and making sure that we're living up to it, you know. So, and that goes back into like what's so hard about being a barbershop owner is just keeping that mentality driven into other people's minds that didn't even see themselves moving in such a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's dope, bro.
yeah, I mean, shoot, and that's why I say, like, I feel like God is just aligning things perfectly, you know, because leaving 2024, that was already my mentality. I'm like, all right, next year, like, I got to start getting up on my content and just giving out game, telling people what we've done and, you know, how we did it and so on and so forth. And boom, More Than a Barber podcast. Hey, what's up, bro? We'd like to, you know, so it's just God's aligning things perfectly. You know, I met another videographer, completely different type of content. It's more so just he knows how to make shit go viral, you know. So I hired him, putting him to the test to see if he could do it for us, and because I feel like nowadays a lot of people are looking when they're scrolling through social media, it's like, oh, if it's not viral, it might not be popping. You know, so it's like, fuck it, that's y'all want to see hundreds of thousands of likes on a post, fuck it, let me try to find a way to get that going. You know, so same thing though, same thing. I'm not sitting here, you know, taking over the editing or nothing. Like, he just pulls up with a camera,
Do the whole thing.
talk to the camera, and, you know, in the way that I want to, and boom, you know. Where today I haven't even had the chance to check. He's taking it a step further. You know, I'm not even posting it no more. He's the one posting it. You know, being able to just step away a little bit more. You know, because even just posting, bro, it's like a whole thought process in itself. You know, so
I get it.
So yeah, moving into that type of content, y'all be seeing more, you know, informative type of content, you know. Yeah.
Man, Cruz, before I let you go, bro, is there something that you would like to share to the barber industry, those that are watching, that I didn't get a chance to ask, that you would like to share?
Man, keep yourself close to God. I think I finally understood that, you know, the saying is getting up every day, carrying your cross and going to battle is not just religious. You know, it's mainly religious, but that ties into relationships, that ties into entrepreneurship, that ties into how you carry yourself on a daily basis, you know, choosing to be a certain person that you want to see yourself as, you know. That ties into getting up every day, picking up your cross and going to battle, you know. So stay close to the Lord and understand that, you know, anything that you do is not done without him, you know. So that's my main thing. And, you know, if you want to work at the second shop, holla at your boy. Yes, sir.
Listen, this has been another episode of More Than a Barber. My boy Cruz is in the building. Make sure you like and subscribe this episode, and we out.
Cool. Yeah, man. That was dope.